What's up? I just want to post this video about learning to be kind to yourself because lately, I've just been a bit depressed lately and stuff, and what happens, but a lot of it, some of it is because I was in a stressful situation trying to make things happen in another country, and I was running out of money and all that kind of stuff, but um also, not even that, but I think I was trying so hard, and I was being quite hard on myself instead of kind of, accepting, if I was a bit kinder to myself and said, look, this can happen, and I just left sooner and just accepted it, or, obviously if I plan things a bit better, but, I'll know next time, but basically, you know, things like that are going to happen, in life, and, I'm back now, and I'm at home now at the moment, and I probably have too much time to think, and a lot of those thoughts are quite negative, and they're really having an effect on me, and only I can change those thoughts. You know what I mean? Only I can choose to kind of say, okay, look, I don't want to listen to this kind of thing anymore. I need to start being kind to myself, because every, most people's thoughts are negative, and if you dwell on those, and if you for want of a better term, if you drive those thoughts home, if you really bring them in, they're the most important thoughts that you have, then they're going to start hurting you, and they're going to bring you down, and that energy is going to, it's going to become your dominant energy, you know what I mean? You're going to feel really down, and but again, I don't want to go off topic here too much, but if you have underlying conditions that can affect things like that, if you suffer from depression, or if you suffer with bad anxiety, ADHD, OCD, a lot of those are correlated with each other sometimes, but that can make it harder, because most people aren't like that, so most people might not understand you, and then that pushes you, and then you feel like you're inadequate, and then you feel like you can't do this and you can't do that. But I've got to the stage now in my life where I'm not going to explain myself to people anymore. You know what I mean? If they get me, then that's great. But if they don't, then I'm sorry, but that's not my problem. I don't understand everybody probably, but I try to understand people as well as I can. And if I don't, then I just try to accept them as they are. If other people can't do that, then I can't be. I am quite empathetic and stuff, so I probably do pick up on people's energy and their moods and stuff, but I can't be responsible for that, you know what I mean? I can't drain any more energy with that, so I'm not going to be unkind to myself just because somebody else is unkind to me, if that makes sense. But anyway, basically, I was beating myself up a lot about stuff, and I was really bringing myself down, and I was like, you fucking idiot, what the fuck, how did you fuck up so bad, I'm sorry enough, I'm cursing quite a lot, but eventually, I got to the stage where I was like, whoa, this isn't going to help, you know what I mean? This is just going backwards, you know what I mean? A year ago, maybe a bit less, depending on how much work you're doing on yourself, I brushed that off straight away, but maybe it's because I was down, when you're depressed or when you're down, it's harder to shake these things off, you know what I mean? Because your energy is probably different, you're down, your brain chemistry is different, all these kind of things. But anyway, just to summarize on this, if you can learn to be kind to yourself, when you notice, that you're feeling down, when you notice that you're maybe depressed, sometimes obviously if it's actual depression, it can take a few weeks or whatever or more to lift, the clinical depression is probably different, but anyway, if you know that that's wrong, especially as well if you're thinking negatively, if you actually feel, if you listen to your body and you feel how do I actually feel now, how is this making me feel, and it's if it's the thoughts now, the depression is a different thing, I suppose, but it's it makes me feel awful, and then if it's okay, well, take in a deep breath now and drop that feeling, just drop it for a second and see how you feel, and I guarantee you, if you do that, that you will notice, that, whoa, I feel so much lighter, I feel, and then from that place, if you start taking in positive thoughts and, being kind to yourself and start noticing how does that feel, and you notice that, I guarantee you that, you're going to feel a lot better, like, you know. I mean, obviously, you know, again, to just go back over it, if somebody is depressed or they suffer from long-term depression, then that can be different. I understand that, like, but if it's at the stage where you're just not being kind to yourself, you know, if you're not careful as well when you do that, like, you know, like, especially if you're doing, you know, if you're pushing really hard, you're getting frustrated and you're annoyed, then you can trigger depression as a coping mechanism. Apparently, that's, you know, one of the reasons why you can get depressed short term, or maybe long term, I don't know, with some people. But so anyway, basically, like, if you can train yourself even just bit by bit to just start being kind to yourself, your life will get a lot easier, like, and the life of people around you will get easier. I mean, if you see somebody, like, usually, like, you know, when you see somebody who's bitter and angry, and just, you're like, that person's a fucking idiot, like, or that person's a dickhead, whatever, like, I mean, the reason why they're doing that, like, more than likely, I think, is because they're in pain, and the pain is coming out. The pain is coming out as bitterness. The pain is coming out as resentment. It's coming out as jealousy. So, like, when you understand that, then you don't really take it to heart anymore, because you understand it. You know what I mean? You try, you know, obviously you have your own life going on. You can't stop and with every particular stranger and try to help them. But once you understand that maybe that's why they're like that, then you're like, okay, maybe that person's just hurt. But, you know, and get on with your own thing then, like, you know, unless it's somebody that you know, really know, like, closely or something. So, so basically, yeah, when you're kind to yourself and you feel good, then you're not gonna project that type of thing. Like, you're not gonna project that type of feeling, that type of attitude, those kind of words, that kind of energy, because you're in a completely different place, like, you know. So yeah, like, just understand that some people won't understand you if people are really down and stuff, or if people are angry, which is a different thing. But anyway, try to understand it rather than, you know, oh, fuck this person, just, you know, because they're like that as well. Plus, you'll drain your own energy doing that. Yeah, just basically just try to be kind to yourself and try to understand yourself as much as you can, and it's going to help you to understand everybody else as well, you know, I think. Maybe this video is a bit longer than normal, but I hope it helps anyway. Peace.